Good morning everybody, welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great and welcome to this new video right here on Dogecoin. Wanted to do a full update. I mean, there's quite a lot has happened. I'm not sure since the last video. I mean, the last video I made on Dogecoin, I think we had already covered the first breakdown that Dogecoin had. Well, not the first breakdown, of course. I mean, the first breakdown already happened right here at the end of May. But when we broke down below this yellow line right here, which is the point of control, which is a very important level. I mean, especially when we broke back under 18.5 cents, so 0.185. But then yesterday we had some more bearish pressure, and just wanted to talk about that a little bit. You know, the good news is that this was to be expected, right? I mean, what we said last, what I've said in all of my last Dogecoin videos is that basically, after breaking down into this range right here, right? Because what I usually work with is these balances, and what very often happens in crypto and with prices is that the price tends to navigate between balances, and very often it's just navigating between balances that have already been made earlier. So what we had down here, and I have to actually make this a little bit smaller, but you can see we had this balance already down here, which we fell back into by breaking down below 18.5 cents. So then if you fall back into a balance, as long as you're holding the POC, the point of control, which is that yellow line, you actually still have a chance to break out. I almost have to sneeze, my apologies. But you actually still have a chance to bounce up at the moment we broke down below the POC, and that's also what we spoke about in the last video. You lose that ability. So the thing is that at this point of time, my apologies for my nose, by the way, at this point of time, we have fully, gotten back into the balance. And that also means with the bottom of the balance being around 15.5 cents, that it is most likely that we're going to drop down into that. Now, I do have to say, when I take a look at Dogecoin specifically, like I think that's true, right? So on the 4-hour time frame, you can also see that we have respected the downtrend. We have dropped down below the 7-day rolling VWAP. The 50 EMA is capping upsides, even the area around that. So I do think it's most likely that we will go for a continuation lower. Ultimately, but I do think, and then we have the main support level right here at 15.5 cents, so 0.155, and then we have some other strong support levels right here, more towards 15 and 14.5 cents. And I actually do think on the higher time frames that it's not necessarily bad that we drop down into that area, right? From there you could actually have some great buying opportunities, although I have to say that fundamentally I think there's better coins to buy. But dropping down into that is not a problem, but I think short term, I think we can actually expect a little bit more stability even, stability instead of this drop. Now, obviously, if we get some escalation in the Middle East, if we get some bad news, like can we drop down into that level? Yes, we'll spike down into that within an hour, right? So it is definitely a possibility that we do that. But if you take a look at Bitcoin, for example, right here, I would argue that it's a little bit over shorted. We had some massive shorts being opened yesterday evening. And some of those have been closed, but definitely not all of them. Or at least it doesn't seem like all of them have been closed. I'm fairly certain even. So we still have shorts being opened. Then we know, if you take a look at Bitcoin, which, like I said, is very correlated to Bitcoin, or the other way around. We know that Bitcoin usually recovers in the weekend into Monday, at least in the last month. So therefore, I would actually say it's a little bit more likely that instead of doing this, we actually have some more stability here, and that we could even, depending on the market circumstances, but that we could even have a move back up to the top of the range. Now, I don't see any way we can break above that range, not technically, not fundamentally, but getting that relief might actually matter a lot to some of you. But I would say that's actually more likely at this point of time, and we'll keep you updated on that, of course, but that's what I think you need to know for now. So have a great weekend, take care, and bye.